Okay, this is Dana Horn. This is my audience in our hotel room. We're on vacation. So we are going to begin soon. Okay. So to get started, first, my name is Dana Horn. Um, Throughout my life, I've had a lot of tragedy and change. One thing that I have found out, though, is that through all of the constant change, all of it has been guided by God. Um, I'm a Christian. I am a Baptist. I believe in God with my entire heart, and I know that without His guidance, that I would not be the person that I am today. He has truly directed my steps to place me in the exact spot that He wants me in life. I was born on October 9th in Augusta, Arkansas. My mother was very young and was was not really a good person. She had slept around, gotten pregnant. My father left as soon as he found out that she was pregnant with me. Fortunately, I had a man step into my life whenever I was 1 year old, and he has been my father ever since then, and has been the best dad that I can ask for. My mother, because of a lot of issues that she had, when she was a child, was addicted to prescription pills. There was always fighting in the house. There was fist fights, throwing food, jumping out of moving vehicles. It was just crazy. Um, there were a lot of injuries. Um, One in particular that sticks out is mom had to have reconstructive surgery to repair damage on her face after dad kicked her in the face with the boot. Whenever they would get into fights, then she would leave with us, me and my brother, and we would go to women's shelters. And dad couldn't do anything about it because he wasn't my legal father at the time. So we would move from shelter to shelter. After getting out of the shelter, then we would move in with family. And they would let us stay there until mom did something, either stole from them or used drugs in their house or something like that, and then they would kick her out. Um, Moving around so much, I went to a lot of different schools. From my 7th grade to my 10th grade year, I think I went to about 5 different high schools. Um, that means, of course, that I wasn't able to make a solid group of friends through high school, and didn't have any relationships that really stuck. One of the visits with one of my family members was she was actually the choir director at a local Baptist church, and I started going to youth group with them. And through that time, I thought I had accepted Christ. I knew that He was real. I knew that it was the truth, and that's what I needed to do. But then I found later that even though I thought I had accepted Christ, I got baptized, that I never really made Him Lord of my life. So sorry, the light went off. I had to make sure it was still recording. So I didn't even think about God anymore. Sort of making bad decisions, stupid decisions. Um, I married very young at 16. I got pregnant with my daughter, Sabrina, and had her whenever I was 17. I did, however, finish school, and I went to college, and got a degree in like a secretarial word processing degree. I was married to my first husband for 12 years until he cheated on me. And whenever that happened, I left and I moved back in with my mom and dad. Um, During that time, I actually got a really good job offer in Memphis. I moved to Memphis and lived with a lady named Phyllis who completely changed my life. She reintroduced me to God. She was a devout Christian, and one of the best people that I've ever known. And she also told me that to be saved was not just knowing about God. You had to have a relationship with God, and you had to let Him take over your life instead of doing it just halfway. Um, After about a year and a half, I moved back to Arkansas, and um, I started working in a law office I'd worked at before, and a week later, one of the ladies there that I was really good friends with, her name was Teresa, she got fired for stealing money from the law office. Teresa was dating somebody named Jason at the time, um, and after she had gotten fired, um, not only did she steal money from the law office, but she stole it from me and from Jason as well. And I started talking to Jason about the money, and we just kept talking, and eventually started dating. He lived in Missouri, I lived in Arkansas, so it was long trips to see each other. But eventually I fell in love with him, and I moved to Missouri, and we got married. Um, Whenever we did that, we consolidated both families, so we've got 4 children together now. And we knew from the very beginning that we needed to go to church to be able to make the marriage last, because both of our previous marriages had not lasted. So we began attending church. Um, Both of us had realized that we were not actually saved, so we got saved, and my husband, I, and my oldest daughter, she's 19 years old, um, got baptized at the same time. So we completely turned our life over to Christ, and since that time, God has blessed us so much. I'm active, very active in the church that I'm at now, and I'm also church secretary at First Baptist Church of Deloge, which is one of the biggest churches here in the area. Um, with all this, I guess in conclusion, whenever I think back over my